What is up and welcome to this week's vlog. So I must deeply apologise to all of you subscribers. Career and personal life has very much been getting in the way, so apologies about that.
Sue the management.
Try and get out of that one.
But I am back. That is the good news, is that I am back to vlogging about Queen, thankfully. Hopefully I can do it every week, but I can't promise you anything. Now, as you guys would have probably seen from my both YouTube and Facebook polls, I asked some of you guys for your opinions about what you guys would like to see next in a vlog. It was between two things, and obviously you decided for this one, which was if Freddie Mercury had lived, would he still be in Queen? This one was the big majority. That does not mean that the We Will Rock You video will not happen. It just means that it will happen in the future compared to obviously this one, which is happening, well, now. Yay!
Well, why not?
Despite this topic being quite a sad topic, I guess you could say, I always find it really interesting to hear different people's views and opinion on this discussion matter. Mainly because so many different people has so many different thoughts on what Freddie would be doing if he hadn't have been diagnosed with AIDS, or even if he hadn't been diagnosed with AIDS in the year that he did, if he'd been diagnosed a year later, let's just say. And I know that with some fans that this shouldn't really be discussed. You know, it's quite a hard subject to talk about with most fans, but it's not just about Freddie too. I guess it's also about John, because obviously John is no longer in the band anymore, but it's also whether the band members would be where they are today if Freddie had lived as well. I guess that's another discussion. And also, guys, can I just say that these opinions are my own opinions. This isn't me having wishful thinking. I do know that this is impossible to happen, so all of these things that I'm gonna say are my own opinion. Now, with Queen, I generally believe that all of them would still be together, but I think that they wouldn't be as popular as they are to this day. I really don't think Bohemian Rhapsody the film would have been made or would have had the same impact that it did. I don't think that anything would have been made as of yet, although I do believe that if Freddie had lived and if John was still with them, that they would definitely be touring now and then. I don't think that they would be touring as much as they currently are touring with Adam Lambert, but I do believe that they would be a bit like Rolling Stones or Motley Crue, and that they would come together now and then for a reunion tour.
Four old ladies are still rocking away.
Whether or not they would have created similar albums to The Miracle, Innuendo or Made in Heaven, yes, I know that some of those songs were written long before Freddie had even been diagnosed with AIDS. It's whether or not some of them would have actually been created and had the impact that it did, because obviously those are the days of our lives. All of us remember that black and white music video. I mean, I know Roger wrote it for his kids, but Brian did say in an interview once that he had a feeling that he also wrote it as part of the band. My Life Has Been Saved, you had It's a Beautiful Day. All of those songs that are from Made in Heaven especially are so special to all of us in terms of Queen fans' hearts, because we know the suffering that Freddie went through. You hear A Winter's Tale, you can see that view in Montreux. A Winter's Tale holds a deep impact on my heart in particular, because I myself have been to Montreux and I know exactly about everything that Freddie's describing. I generally don't think they would have written songs like that if Freddie hadn't been diagnosed. They agreed that majority of the bickering and arguing that Queen had as a band was to do with whose song was it, who was going to be credited as the songwriter for these songs, and that's where majority of the arguments came in terms of Queen. Near the end of Freddie's life, mainly when he got first diagnosed and told the others about his illness, they decided as a band to credit the albums and the songs as a Queen composition. So whether the same thing would have happened if that sudden shock of Freddie's illness hadn't hit them, I also do not know, which also begs the question about whether or not Queen would have broken up again after Wembley. After the success of Live Aid, they did the Magic Tour, and then that was Freddie's last ever tour that he did. It's whether or not that they would have broken up around that time, who knows. You know, and I'm not gonna lie, it is absolutely heartbreaking to hear the quotes from different people who either knew Freddie or know different things about the AIDS virus now, and it's quite sad to hear that if Freddie had been diagnosed a year later, then he still would have been with us to this day. But that also makes me think about another thing about this discussion as well, mainly because in Freddie's last few years, Freddie got really involved with opera in particular. He always loved opera. He absolutely loved Montserrat Caballé, as you all know, because she and him did the Barcelona album together, which is why I really think that he would have gone into the world of the opera. If not opera, I also think that he would have gone more into the musical, West End, Broadway sort of style as well. Those who probably have read Peter Freestone's novel would also know that Andrew Lloyd Webber and Freddie actually had a discussion about the 2005 Phantom of the Opera film. We obviously all know Gerard Butler as that Phantom, but originally Andrew Lloyd Webber did ask Freddie whether he would be interested in playing the Phantom. And I'm not just saying this as a Queen fan, but as a fan of Phantom of the Opera, I couldn't think of a more mysterious Phantom than Freddie Mercury. You know, the man was an enigma himself, and to have him play the Phantom would have been a dream for me to see. But generally, I think that's the route that he would have gone down. And I really don't think that Freddie would have stopped there. And I really think he would have been in a variety of different productions and shows, because as we all know, Freddie had one rule to Jim Beach, which was to never make him boring. I think he would have also became more into his own arts brand, you know, probably his own clothing brand as well. He has iconic looks that will forever go down in history as well. And I really do think that he would have just mixed with everything, that he would have been extremely creative and just gone with the flow with whatever he wanted to do, because after all, no one could tell Freddie Mercury what to do. I think it's fair to say that as well, a lot of the Queen and Adam Lambert tours have also brought in a lot of young people. I've been a Queen fan since I was 2, thanks to my very lovely parents, whereas a lot of Adam Lambert fans have actually become Queen fans because obviously Adam's the one singing the Queen songs at the moment. I do believe that they would have released music maybe now and then, and it would have been a variety of different genres as well, because as we know from the different albums that we got, in the short amount of space that we had Freddie alive, they covered all different genres. Just look at Hot Space compared to Sheer Heart Attack compared to Made in Heaven. They're all completely different, and they also signal the times and the era in which they were made, and I just think that Queen were so ahead of their time. I do think their music would have been current and really good. However, it's another matter saying would they be popular as they are today. But please do let me know what you guys think. Do you think that they would have broken up? Do let me know down in the comments down below, because I think this is such an interesting topic. So guys, that's about it for this week's video. Do not forget to click that thumbs up button, and also if you are new to my channel, please subscribe as well. I just reached 6,000 subscribers and I couldn't thank you guys more for all of the support and awesome comments that I receive on a daily basis. So thank you guys so much, and hopefully I shall see you in a video next week.